A nation divided over Arizona cracking down on illegal aliens. But what is the truth of the matter? And how will it affect President Obama?
The racism in this country is well known. Arizona has just pulled the sheets off of it.
The pro-illegal alien lobby is using the racism card once again. But how do they explain an Arizona sheriff's deputy gunned down by Mexican drug dealers? We'll investigate. Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. The truth about Arizona and illegal aliens, that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. President Obama is facing two situations that could badly damage his administration: the oil spill disaster in the Gulf and the illegal alien controversy in Arizona. We will get to the Gulf a bit later on, but first, this story that is dividing America. Over the weekend, hundreds of thousands of pro-illegal alien demonstrators gathered across the country. Most of the protests were peaceful, but there was some violence, the worst in Santa Cruz, California, where at least 18 businesses were damaged. Apparently, the far left is using the new alien law in Arizona to vent its anger. But what is the truth behind the law that allows local and state authorities to investigate immigration status? Governor Jan Brewer has ordered Arizona police not to question anyone unless the cops are already involved with that person, that is, investigating a violation. If police cannot prove their questioning is lawful, they can and will be sued. All foreigners in the USA are required by law to carry identification. But the Arizona police cannot question foreigners simply because of that. There has to be another reason. Nevertheless, the far-left media in America has defined the law in Nazi terms.
We're going to judge you on how you look. We're going to throw you in jail. And also, they're going to throw these people in jail for 6 months.
I think it's a result of a bunch of bigots in the Republican Party of Arizona. That's what it's the result of, and it's sad that they're behaving that way, and it makes the rest of us look bad as Americans.
Nonsense. But that's a kind of propaganda that's spreading quickly, and some folks believe it.
You cannot discriminate against people and pull them over because they look illegal. How do we know who's illegal?
People with my tint of skin, they are going to be subject to criminalization just because of that, all because of personal appearance. And that's not right.
By targeting people of color in general, it's a racist piece of legislation that should not exist.
And those people believe that. They sincerely believe that. There's no question that Hispanics in Arizona will be affected by the new law, and that makes people uneasy. It's understandable. Whenever one group is a target of anything, there will be controversy. But with more than 10 million illegal aliens currently in the USA, most of them Hispanic, there's no way to avoid the ethnic issue. Arizona had to do something. In the capital city, Phoenix, crime's out of control. For example, last year, New York City, with 6 times as many residents as Phoenix, had just 16,000 more reported crimes. San Diego, the same size as Phoenix, has 60% less crime. The recent murder of an Arizona rancher by a suspected illegal alien and the shooting of a deputy sheriff by alleged alien drug dealers have made the situation almost desperate. Arizona has almost 500,000 illegal aliens on the ground, costing the state about $1.3 billion a year, money Arizona doesn't have. So a reasonable person can understand why the state instituted a crackdown. But the liberal press is having none of that. Led by some Washington Post columnists and NBC News, cries of racism fill the air. Post writer Eugene Robinson calls the new law racist, arbitrary, oppressive, mean-spirited, unjust. Post writer Richard Cohen says, quote, "One thing is certain, some cops will abuse their power, such as human nature, and the Hispanic minority will come to see the police as oppressors." But the majority of Arizonans support the law, and that includes a number of Hispanics who understand the situation must be controlled. Obviously, the federal government has not secured the border. Remember, President Bush had 8 years to do it, and now President Obama has the power, but the border remains porous. And Arizona, as well as California, New Mexico, and Texas, continues to suffer. While the left-wing media exploits the issue, they offer no solutions at all, none. Also, they often equate legal immigration with illegal. Even President Obama has fallen into that trap.
If you are a Hispanic American in Arizona, your great-grandparents may have been there before Arizona was even a state. But now suddenly, if you don't have your papers and you took your kid out to get ice cream, you're going to be harassed. That's something that could potentially happen. That's not the right way to go.
Well, it could potentially happen, but you could sue if it happens. So what is the right way to go, Mr. President, with all due respect? Why can't you use federal power to seal the border against criminal enterprise? There's danger for the president here. Factor's been investigating just who exactly is supporting the pro-illegal alien lobby, and we've zeroed in on two main organizations, both extreme left. America's Voice, founded by a man named Frank Sherry, there he is driving anti-Arizona sentiment through the mail and by petitions. America's Voice receives millions of dollars from the far-left Carnegie Corporation. On the board of Carnegie are former UN Chief Kofi Annan and Janet Robinson, the president of the New York Times. Takes money to organize protests and boycotts, and America's Voice has that money. Also, the Center for American Progress, John Podesta's left-wing organization, is hammering Arizona in a number of ways. Point person here is Angela Kelly, and the effort is funded in part by the Ford Foundation, one of the most radical money enterprises in the world. It has nothing to do with the car company. For example, the Ford Foundation has given La Raza more than $3 million. And last year alone, Ford gave Podesta's outfit $1.3 million. So you can see this big-time radical left money behind the campaign to marginalize Arizona. And if President Obama gets tied in with those people, it's going to hurt him. Already the Obama administration's making noise that it will not accept illegal aliens detained by Arizona. If ICE doesn't take them, the state will face chaos in its justice system. Now, there's no question the USA needs a fair immigration system and tough new laws to control abuse. No question about it. It's the president's job, Mr. Obama's job, to get that fair new law on the books. But if the debate over Arizona's action is any indication, the situation will become yet another polarizing exercise full of racist charges and hatred. Talking Points believes America is basically a fair country, but the illegal immigration debacle is anything but fair. It's not fair to law-abiding Hispanic Americans. It's not fair to the aliens themselves who are often exploited. It's not fair to the people of Arizona and other states who are seeing their localities veer out of control. And it's not fair to the police who, believe me, don't want to be chasing down house painters. Enough is enough with this brutal situation. The media is flat out dishonest in reporting it, and our political leadership is largely cowardly in solving it. So we, the people, have to demand the federal government, not Arizona, control the dangerous border problem. And if they don't, we're going to have to throw them out with our votes. And that's a memo.